boy must die?
Yes. Yes. He must die.
If you grew up loving Dumbledore, this might just ruffle your feathers a little bit. But seriously, look at what this guy did. The lies, the manipulation. Alright, let's start with some truth bombs. What does Harry actually know about his own life?
You're a wizard, Harry.
I mean, almost nothing. He doesn't know where he comes from, what really happened to his parents, what the prophecy means, even the truth about Voldemort's connection to Harry. And it's all hidden by the one guy Harry's supposed to trust the most. Dumbledore knows all of it, every detail, dropping hints, sending him into battles half prepared, and feeding him just enough truth to keep him loyal. He's known this since the beginning. Imagine this. Imagine you've been busting your ass on a huge personal project for 5 years, right? Then out of nowhere, your best friend who's been following the project says, "Oh, I knew you were doing it wrong from the start, but I didn't want to say anything. I thought you'd figure it out on your own." That's not mentorship. That's control. And it's not accidental either. It's designed. Dumbledore doesn't just hide the truth, he shapes it. And he positions Harry like a chess piece, making moves he knows will break him, because in Dumbledore's mind, Harry isn't a boy, he's a weapon. And maybe you're thinking, well, it was all necessary, right? He was preparing him. It was for the greater good. That phrase will haunt us. So where did he learn to do this? When he met Gellert Grindelwald, the two didn't just bond over magic. They bonded over a vision. They believed that wizards should rise, not to destroy muggles, but to guide them. For their own good, of course. That phrase became their motto, their mission, their excuse. And when the dream shattered, when their power play ended in death, betrayal, and exile, Dumbledore buried it. But he never stopped believing in the cause. He just got better at hiding it. That's the shadow that shaped him. Not wisdom, not selflessness, but guilt-fueled control. A need to orchestrate fate so that no one else would suffer like his sister did. That's the lie he told himself. And eventually, the one he told Harry. Guilt doesn't make you good. Sometimes it just makes you clever. Alright, let's be clear about what happened. Dumbledore discovers that a piece of Voldemort's soul lives inside of Harry, which means, for Voldemort to die, Harry has to die first. And he keeps it to himself for years, while Harry suffers, while students die, while the war escalates, and he says nothing. Because in Dumbledore's mind, the mission is more important than the man. And Harry, the boy he raised, praised, and protected, isn't spared from sacrifice. He's built for it.
You've kept him alive so that he can die at the proper moment. You've been raising him like a pig for slaughter.
Don't tell me now that you've grown to care for the boy.
Think about that. He doesn't tell Harry the truth because he needs him to walk into death willingly. Not because he deserves it, not because it's fair, but because Dumbledore believes in one thing more than Harry's life, the story. And Dumbledore, he gets to be remembered as the wise old man who made it all happen, not the one who sent a child to die. So why do we forgive him? There's a reason we keep calling Dumbledore a hero. And it's not because he was kind or gentle or even honest, really. It's because he fit the shape of the man we want to believe in. He wore the robes of wisdom. He spoke in riddles. He sacrificed himself, at least symbolically. He told the story we needed to hear. And when someone says beautiful things with a gentle voice, we stop asking hard questions. We tell ourselves it was all for love, for Hogwarts, for the world. We don't want to believe the truth that sometimes the ones who sound the most noble are just the best at hiding their fear. Because deep down, maybe we already know the difference between a villain and a visionary is just how good they are at telling the story. And Dumbledore was the greatest storyteller of them all. So where does that leave us? You were never supposed to question Dumbledore. That was never the point. He was the safety net, the moral compass, the father figure who always had a plan. And when you find out that plan involved secrets, sacrifice, and sending a child to die, it doesn't just shatter your view of him, it shatters your trust in your own judgment. Think about it. If Dumbledore isn't who we thought he was, who else isn't? Maybe there's someone in your life, a leader, a mentor, a parent, a partner, someone who basically wrapped control in kindness, who used your loyalty to serve their purpose, someone who told you it was for your good when it was really for theirs. We all have our Dumbledores, people we follow without question, right? I want to leave you with a challenge. Pick one story that you've always accepted as fact, and then ask yourself, what if the truth was never that simple?